Let's see. Oh, you know what? I want to see. It's possible. I suppose it's going to be like this, huh? Okay, it shows that. All right. Let's see if I can lower this quality. Let's go data saver. That's on. That's blinking. That's a blinky. Oof. Oh, it's about right. Get into this. Yeah, I think that angle would be right. A little better. Ain't no fucking way there's 17 people in here. All right. So, good. Got multiple devices for whoever is coming and going. This one, so if I see chat, I can read it on this. And this I have going, so I can use that to find what I need to find. If you're a viewer, if you saw my video today, I said I was going to go live, so I can. It's still a bit crooked, so I can. We have one, Adrian, Braden, and Steve. Looks like. Hello. Let me know if you can. Oh shit. Let me know if you can hear me fine. I have my microphone right here. Last time I did a live like this, could barely hear me. Gotta get my head straight. So I don't know if any of or you two or whoever the other people are. Steve, shout out to Steve. Steve Anders. You know, it's strange. I could barely read that. And the reason why I'm doing it like this now, it's because these need to be put away, and I need to get 30 books. Well, it's actually 28 from these boxes. That's going to open up space to where I can put these books in. And these books have been listed for anywhere from a week to over a month. They just sit in here, and then eventually I'll put them in boxes. But I really can't read Dave. Well, I'm getting to that actually. Where am I going with that? Oh, so I can barely read the text on here. It's better than so far. I mean, I'm 6'4". I got long arms. I can't even reach the phone. I still can't reach it. So I can't see that, the text on that. So I have this. But if I need to see better, maybe that's the destined pair. I don't wear glasses. And that is a little bit, ooh, that's blurry. But these ones, this is a whole other thing I'm going to talk about later on. Those are just frames and sunglasses that I took down, and loose ones that are going to go up in a lot. And I'm going to make $10 on shipping on those. That's going to be about it. But if you're new here, I primarily sell physical media on eBay. Last year was over 100K gross. I don't pay much for this stuff, $1 average. Keeps me busy, and I have to do inventory. And at the end of the year or two, a couple of days after the beginning of the year, I run a larger sale where everything's like 10, 12% off more than what it was before. I sell a lot more. And that's the time when I start looking at my listings and sell similars and stuff with more scrutiny. When it's all said and done after that sale, I end up with stuff that I've had for well over a year that I'm deciding to keep or not. And probably my only short is a highlight from when I was doing the disc stuff a handful of days ago. And that really wasn't a whole lot. And in today's video, I went over on what I've got for the stale inventory. Books, I'm not going to get too much for. So there's 28 that are here that need to come out of these boxes. So I will stand up and I will start moving around, getting these books out. In the midst of all that, these books need to be put in these boxes. That's what this is. Since I was going to be sitting here doing this anyhow, going live can help. What's the current jewel? Books wise, I mean, I can look that up right here. I would say it's going to be somewhere right around here. It is. Well, there's a couple. I have a signed 2x book called Infidel, which is regarding some wars in the Middle East and a couple of the Marines or Army Rangers or whichever they are. And in that book, there's a telling. One is the one who's writing autobiography, and the other one is the guy who's doing the author is also writing about him and his buddy. It should be right in here. That is signed twice by not only the protagonist in the book and also the author. And then I have here's one. This one is probably Infidel. And this is probably listed. This is Infidel. All right. So this. I'm not going to completely open it because this is an unread bind, as a meaning it hasn't really been opened much. But it's signed twice by the author and the main character in this book. They do sell signed, and otherwise they do sell for $400, $500, $600. Signed a little more, signed 2x, a little more. Well, I don't know. There's another one. I have a signed Dale Carnegie book. How to Make Friends and Win People Over. That's in here. Think about the higher end books. There's a lot of other $500, $600, $700 books in there in this mix. That King. No, I do not. I do not use AI. I do not use AI to list. I have used AI. So my actual banner, so depending on which device you're looking at my YouTube channel on, the different images besides the live ones and of all the stuff, the actual image is of like two cameras facing this way. That top banner is AI. the one that has little discs. If you click on it and you zoom in, you can see other circuitry that leads to little micro cassettes. I didn't really specific with that one. There's a sale. But I'm getting off topic and all that. It is 8. I am generically punctual. If you've never seen any of my videos, I am generically punctual. So I like to, if I'm doing something, it's getting done. And inventory management. So this whole thing, this USPS bin, I told myself today, it was 60 degrees and like 50-mile-an-hour winds. Really nice up here by Lake Erie today. From the middle of January, not even middle of January. B3. I got a stink bug. I'm hanging out, eating my pages. So, I have to wash my man or wash my hip. Spoken Arabic word. This might be it. No. It's going to look like this, though. There it is. So, spoken Arabic word, if you don't know, Arabic, Hebrew, and a handful of other languages. Open the books this way. Which might be the correct way, because I don't know if this is transverse, the video is or not. But this one I've had for a while. Years, it's either... this... If it was on sale, it would have been listed for around $50 for the years I've had it, and it's come down in price, and it's just, there's no 3-year sales history on it anywhere. And believe me, I wish there was for even at $30, even $20, it'd be great. But if it just doesn't sell, I'm not going to hold on to it, especially if I've had it for years. B10. That's how you keep your laterals working. This is a bigger book. Loon Lake. This one's signed on a book plate. No one wants it. I am not going to open these pictures up to see when I got them. And trust me, they've been around for either well over a year or much longer. B21. And this is what I do. I'm sure there's been... I wonder if I keep that propped up. No. I've got... I appreciate it, Dave. I do well. 106 last year, 106K. Stick around and listen. And I say some of that stuff in passing. All right, there it is. Introductory to Physics as a Second Language. The author and variations. One is like specifically calculus, and the other one is algebra. Those sell. This specific one does not. Even sometimes I'll even check like Amazon and 8 books to actually see if what they're listed for, and you can kind of get a gauge on some of the listings. But believe me, if there was enough merit to them for any of these to stick around, they'd be sticking around. B3. I know I can do that with those. And this might be spiral, if I remember it. What spiral is that? Another one. See, that would have been listed at about $40 and less. At some point, I looked at it. So some of these here, I will scan and I'll see if Eagle Saver will take any, or if World of Books will take any. So they're not going to go completely. And then when it's done, I have another bigger box that's about the size of this that's full of other misc books that are no good, but I'll put them in a box and I'll take them up to half price books and What are the end result is, I will have a few bucks and I won't have the books anymore. B5. So I try to. Oh, this is an interesting one. I didn't read it, just the title, and I thought it would have been right there. B5, B5. Oh, it's a hardcover. That helps a little. There you go. Now, books on this topic from certain authors, yeah, can still sell. This specific one, nope. Had for a while. Time to go. B5. That is B5. B11. Immortal Songs. There's two of these. Nope. Some old hymnals, yeah. They can sell pretty well. Just not the ones that I just put on the stack. B22. Read about rye. This should be a small book. That might be it. No. I think that one comes down too. It's not a small book. It's a pamphlet. So some book about some local something somewhere. I'm gonna guess rye. I think at the point when I got this. No, I've had. How did I get it? I think I talked about this in a sourcing video. And thus, it's not really. Maybe I just looked it up and like, it's never gonna sell. Oh no, I did, and it's only like one is sold for $10. So I'm not gonna sit on that. I'm trying to consolidate. Okay, so it does have a date stamp. And yeah, there we go. Either way, it's gone. History of the Finns. So this next one should be right down here as well. Yeah, that's the one. This one, the top. History of the Finns, the topic and the title, sells for different states. They're in different regions. This one, no. There you go. Fortunately, a book about specific history. That book is on the bookshelf. The Great Skinner. The Great Skinner Strike. Another signed book. B14. It's a hardcover. Right there. Another signed book. Book itself. Nope. Again, if it had any sort of merit for me to hold on to it, I own it. Might as well keep it. If it doesn't have an interest, I can at least know that I manage my inventory. Some things, yeah. I mean, there could be a bunch of instances where throughout the years of doing this, just the pocket change of things, little things here and there. Of all this, there could be in a year or two of them. That's I don't care about that. Dust does not pay my bills. I need stuff that moves. They went that away. James Horowitz, B24. It's a hardcover. Nope. Hardcover D. I believe it's a DJ, yeah. This is it. No. Hardcover and dust jacket. Oh, all right. There it is. They went that way. James Horowitz. There's Addicted to One American. Cowboy. Not on my watch. How to do it. So, color of this book, maybe. Just color of the book. How to do it. That's an order book. 1879. 1879. Nobody wants it. The Lawyer's Field Guide to Effective Business Development. It's always the last place you look. Of course it is, silly. And it was. I didn't have in the title if it was paperback or not. And just looking at the picture, I really can't tell. The picture's a bit small. And this one was down here. So when it comes out, not that it would matter, because it's still shipped for $5.22. Right? It's just a bigger book. I mean, I have envelopes that I got for, I don't know what I paid. Was it $60? I don't remember how many I bought. All right, but that one's gone. It's just a little bigger book. Ego, Hunger, and Aggression. Paperback in 10. That one goes. The County Courthouses and Records of Maryland. $16. And this one might be the sideways one. It is. Another bigger, interesting book. The County Courthouses and Records of Maryland. I mean, that would be one that you'd think. Little Spidey hanging out. Well, it was gone. A little. That's how long it's been there. A couple of years. All right. $14. Horn of the Moon. And I just saw that one. I think it's this one right here. Yep. That cookbook. Crossroad Christian short stories. Hardcover. DJ. Christian short stories. Gum. B16. Sawfield, Secret of Casa Grande. That is a 1936. It's not 1870 something. This is like a China B2. Probably could, but it's just a little too much weight. That'd be the last thing I'd want. It's getting knocked out by a bunch of books. And this one I've had for years. Just kept getting enough interest. And no, I just said, nope, it's time for it to go. Wonders of Ancient Chinese Science. I mean, it's more like arranged for kids, but it's an introductory into a lot of the Chinese science, but nope. B10. God's Gift from Mothers. There's two of these, actually. No, it's not that. It's just that. It's in a box. In a box. What's in the box? The Addicted Brain, 16. The Addicted Brain. So a lot of these ones, I mean, the ones that do have barcodes will be scanned for, like I said, primarily I want to see which one will pay more for any of them. But you have to hit a certain threshold for both. But I'm nowhere near for World of Books. But so I can capitalize on the most, even if World of Books is buying for more than Eagles. I got to do that when I'm done with all this. Vanquishing the Enemy, B21. It's paperback. That's a small one. So that's an interesting collection of books here, too. All right. That one. Justice Denied, Joe Wendell. Another signed book, B13. Another signed book. B17, Remarkable Recipes. Hardcover. Another older cookbook. Another, looks like at least 2 more sales. It's been fairly slow. I mean, it's better, but it's been fairly slow. But that's what happens when I do these massive callings that I'm taking down. I mean, I took down over 50 pair of frames. Well over 50 pair. Disc media, there are maybe 30 that came down. Books are 30. But there's also hundreds and hundreds of relistings going on. Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a really good book that sold. 6-digit book or 3-digit book. And everything else is bread and butter. This golfing book. It's a little bit of fresh air and loud sound. Hello, Jeff. If I'm reading that right. Looks like. If you've been to my channel, cool. If not, I'm pulling old book inventory, stuff that I'm not dealing with anymore for inventory for eBay wise. I'm telling a story. And what you just heard was obviously a train, but a lot of my viewers like the train sound. So whenever I do hear them, and that one was extra good. So you joined right in the right time. But I'm pulling these, I don't know how well. So there's a couple of steps I have. So there's going to be about 30 books. And I'm almost done with these ones. And I got to put the ones in these boxes away in boxes. So since I was going to be sitting here doing that, I figure I go live. And welcome. B23. That one I think is up there. And I have B20, it is all the way up here because it's all the way down in the bottom right hand corner underneath the table where it's difficult for me, my size. Oh, there's the other one. Someone was asking, well, one of the other ones. Someone was asking about one of my gems that I have in my books, and this is a signed a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and it's going to be a later signature. I think it was a year before he died. When this book was at least printed. Yeah, that's listed for like $1,000, and his signed stuff sells for anywhere from $300 to over $1,000. So you got that for like $3 at a Savers. That is not the book I'm pulling. I am pulling that one. B16. The Stars in Your Family. Be free. Another signed book. Stars in Your Family. Sylvia Friedman. Signed. Got a barcode, so I got a chance of getting something back out of it. Even with some of these older books, the online buying apps probably won't buy them. Well, I know they won't because they want a barcode. But Half Price might. Whenever they don't, and whatever I have left. When I go to Half Price, I'm coming back with nothing but money and maybe a few things I bought there. The Boy and the Dog Boy and Dog, The Boy and Dog, yeah, by Sishu Hasi. And this is an ARC, or an advanced reader's copy. So I'm not that privy in the lexicon of books and all that. However, my understanding is that a reader's copy, advanced reader's copy, or a publisher's proof are the first renditions before it's actually mass put out. Reader's copy would show interest, would be like the marketing. What is this thing? Oh shit, I'm in the wrong one. I need a D8. So it's going to be a newer one. There it is. So not for sale. And advanced reader copies and uncorrected proofs. Of the ones I have bought to sell, not many of them sell. There are still some. There's one. Was it Jumper? I want to say it was Jumper, the movie, but it was a book, and there was I had the advanced reader's copy. I want to say it was Jumper or Eagle. One of those cool movies from like 10, 12 years ago. I didn't get a bunch before. I got like $20. But rarity, get them signed, I guess. If you can find any of them signed, that's going to obviously help. And B1, all the way up here. Okay. So just for video posterity's sake, I don't know about yeah, I guess you can. This is what's coming down. Well, it's already down. All I gotta do is delete those drafts. All right. If I wasn't talking, all that would have been done. If it wasn't for the video and responding and worrying about my pants, that would have been done in maybe 20 minutes. And then for me to put all these books away will take me, non-video time-wise, would take less than an hour. It's still going to take an hour for me to put these away. All right. A big part is because they've waited for a while and I've done a ton of relists and saw similars and stuff. So since I don't have a SKU, I could just go into most recently listed and eventually find a page to where these books, which I listed in mass, would all be no SKU. And then that's how I do that. Give me a minute or two or five or whichever. And I will get to that. I don't drink it for the flavor. Listings. Active. While I'm here, might as well see if there's any offers I have to send. Send offers, use coupons, whatever works for you. That's what I do. There is one. It's for Scorpion CD. just one I have to send out. So after I do a bunch of the takedown and all the sell similars and stuff, it's like the traffic dies down. I mean I can look at my dashboard with the metrics and stuff from each time when I do a sale, and I can tell that this is what happens. And while it's slow, I might as well do this, because other than that, a regular sales day is 10 to 15 for me, and I'm done and out, hit thrift stores at 11 o'clock, and I'm back with $700 to over $1,000 of stuff that's got to get on, put on a stack, and go out a couple more days and come back and get all that stuff listed, put it away, except for books, right? So, all right, so I'm going to go into categories, eBay categories. I'm just going to hit all the books. See results. So these are already columnized. I don't know how well you can really see this, probably not well, but it's all columnized to where it's listed newest and showing. So just selecting just by that selected 612 listings. So that's going to include audiobooks, antique collectible books, magazines. I don't have many magazines, things like that. But it's not going to include any like car manuals. It's not going to include any reference guides or any stereo manuals or things like that. So this is just what will be in the books category. Is almost 29,000 of 612 listings. Let's figure out how to say that, because I can't. And it just gives an idea. When I'm maintaining 600 some odd, 700 some odd book listings. If I say 800, no, 700, and 35,000, that's a good rotation of stuff to have coming and going. And to be of all that, so it would have been just over that. I took down 30, 29. Out of all that, so that's a really good less than 5% of what I have listed got permanently taken down that I've had for at least 2 years, if not longer. It's a pretty good rate. All right, so now I'm going to start putting this stuff away, and the intent is to try to keep the heavier books on those ones and lighter books on these shelves. It's not an exact preference, it's just safer, I suppose. If you put too much weight, because these are just little pins that are holding these shelves, you get too much weight, something happens, and one shelf starts to come down, and you have more weight coming down, it's crushing everything. Or not everything, but just making more damage. If you keep these shelves lighter, I don't think it's going to add up, but it's just what I like to do. And you're here for the ride. So I'm going to, so I can feel in here. So this is going to be kind of an explanation as well. So I can feel in here, if I move this, that if I move these books around, that's the one that sold. So here's a little spoiler. So this is, no, I'll get to it here in a second. Awaiting shipment. You're seeing history made right there. $120 for this book. So that even makes this easier yet. So I can take this. Take this one. Now, every once in a while, I can rotate these going the opposite direction every other book or so. Makes it a little less crammed. But I'm not putting these away to consolidate. I am, but not to that extreme. I just want to be able to get. So there's some wasted space right here, but that's fine. It's a pretty meaty book. Will it fit in there? It does, sideways. And that's gonna be right here, completely out of the way the entire time. Except for it's backwards. Wait, it doesn't matter how it goes because I don't get up in these boxes too often. That is strange. That is a book that sold. Ah, damn it. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just sit back. Still gonna put me in the same spot. All right, so this is box B1. Type in B1 and the custom SKU, which I have in the columns on the landing on your eBay selling page. Color reveal. This one here can go in there as well. That goes into B1. And I will rinse and repeat. Okay, so that's about the extreme, for the most part, on how I'm going to Flying Saucers. It's like a $30 book. I think everybody left. Gives me time by myself. And this, I think, is that one. Will not fit like that. Will fit like that. So I can take this one out. That right there. That. No, that's too much. Like that. Shoot, you can all the way down here. Back to this. B2. New Leaf Animal Crossing paperback. What is this one? So that's fine. B2. It is a bigger book. It is. So I just pick a random box. One that I know I will be using. So here's an interesting one right there. Too much. Is that what it is? Yeah, too much. And a little texture on that book. It's like little velvet. It's called flocking. All right. This can go there. This bigger book can fit into B17. inventory management, regardless if you're keeping it forever and ever and ever until it sells, or anything in between, is more important than buying it. This might be able to fit right there. Close enough. B17. Prager. This was a good one too. Which is going to have to go. Stop being that way. So if you ever played Tetris, and if you played it moons ago, when it comes down to doing this kind of work, you have a definite legs up on it. Because your brain just instant like, I need to maximize space. And how can I move these rectangles in the right way to make it happen better? And there you have B2. So I'm still holding on to 17 because I can fit a book right down here. Let's see what's next. Marco Polo. There you go. Clean hardcover. I believe it's a book club edition. Because of the condition, it's up for $29. If it sells, it's going to be low end. It's going to be just over 20. But Marco Polo can hang out right there. B17. B17. I did not. Yeah. B7. Meaning of prayers. Right. This one, unless there is, I'm probably getting into that right here. Catholic's Pocket. Catholic Pocket Manual. That's like $25. It should be another one which will work even better for this space. Right there, this Bible, it's like $60 because it's leather, gold edge, gold gilt, and it's blue. And those Bibles in really good condition that are leather, even in, and I think there's red. There's some good price Bibles out there. All right, see, I can even fit one more right in there, maybe. B2. And what happened to that? Oh, there it is. Okay. And I can actually get one more right there. No. That's that little pocket one. B2. B2 goes away. The sound means I was busy. I did something. I did something right. Meeting at prayer. Go right there, most likely. Yep. B3. Weekly Reader, Snoopy. Right there. B3. And yes, 99% of the time, I always check the box. Even though I know I just typed in B3, I'll always check the box. Repeating the number. Just the extra thing. Nothing bad's going to happen if you do. This is an interesting little combo. This Hallmark, I mean, I don't know one's watching right now, but this Hallmark right here, Night Before Christmas, it's about, it's over $100. It's 100 to 120. And that. And actually, let's do this one sideways. Like that. And then I found this one at another thrift store the same day. So I had the two of them together as one. Like Ebony in Ivory. So that fitment is good enough for this. Might. This is an interesting book, this Davy Crockett one. All right, so this goes into B3. Davy Crockett one is signed. It's like 60, 70 bucks. Except Evolution Handbook. Oh, there it is. Oh, good. It's very number 25, so the last one down on the bottom. So I don't have to jump a page. B3. You can see, well, not quite yet. Before, like Data, Star Trek. I have to say that because Star Trek movie. This one is missing some books, which is good. And I have a little lot of these. Matter of fact, probably, and I think it's the audiobook too, yeah. There might even be another one. There's my cool teenage diet book. Just an older paperback, probably paid $1.25 for it. They can, you know what, someone sometime will pay me 10, 12 bucks for that. And if it never sells, it never sells. I didn't pay much for it. And what, it was 30 books out of the over or almost 700? No, that would be 700. So now, I want to get these bigger books in here. Because it's the last top shelf, and all I have left are these paperbacks. And this paperbacks right here. And there's a couple smaller, but then bigger books back here. So however, well, I know I have to at least go to the next page. And actually, that is next page in books that lines up. Next page is actually that book. Next page of Blank Skew. No. I don't know why that's in books. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a coffee table book. That's for Blackcomb. Blackcomb, Whistler, Blackcomb, like ski resort or something. It's a coffee, and I mean, maybe I'll get $100. I've had that for a while, but it's a big coffee table book that goes over this like resort's history. It's very, very specific. I'm glad I don't have my own audio on the phone that I'm for chat down here. I can see myself. Okay, that is over there. Freddie Mercury in New York, Don't Stop Us. Egyptian Scarab Mystery. No, it wasn't. Oh, maybe it is that smaller book. Right, so let's go down this way, because a lot of times when I do listings, I'll do them in a. These look like they're a bunch of paperbacks. So then I did the larger hardcovers. That's that earlier. But usually I would have a whole box when this one over here is full, which is going to be 40 books. I'll list books at about this box size right here at a time, which depending on size, 20 to 30 books. I'll do that one given day when this box fills up. Very, very next day or day after. That's my listing job, is those books. And then I'll come over here or I'll keep the listed ones in another box and then eventually bring it over here when this one gets full, when it's time to put them away. But it doesn't take long if I'm not making a video. But I didn't do it quite that much because I was going to be doing the calling. So I'll just be doing more work, moving stuff around anyhow, just to have to move stuff around, just to move stuff around again. Uniforms and organizations. It's paperback. First edition, Mask for Privilege. All right, these ones are big enough for that. Mask for Privilege. D4. B4. So even if I did type in D4 knowing that it's a book, it would be in here. That would be a complete typo. And I've done that before. I'm more common looking in the wrong box because I said the wrong number. I did that. I grabbed that earlier. I grabbed box 18 when I needed box 8. Silly brain. Deidre. B4. God owns my business. Well, I'll come back as a paperback. That's an audiobook. Well, I have a lot of gap between a lot of these listings. Ben. Oh, yeah. So then there's these ones. So they're Alien. And this is a 1979 print. The 8th printing of it. And, I mean, it's still 13, 14, 15 bucks. Probably paid a quarter or 30 cents. Lady of the Bees. Just different paperbacks that I find that I don't pay much for. Ray Bradbury. Oh, these ones I got at that not at the business estate sale. Same company. I went to the house. Robert Heinlein. Some Dune. Yeah, these ones I paid like 50 cents for. E.T. All right. Back to this. So that's what I have. Those books actually labeled as for the SKU has been the Edge. That's an interesting set. This is The Edge by Howard Ferguson. Because here's a coach or something somewhere around here. But then I found the two different versions of the books from 1982 and 1990. So they're listed in a lot. It has views. Because that happens to be where my scrolling stopped at. The harmonica. Show me where it's at. Show me about it. I thought it was about that size. Oh well. I want to get these hardcovers in there. I don't know why there's such a gap on all these. I mean, I did a lot of relistings for darn sure, but not since when I listed those. We'll see. Unless I didn't delete the SKU on it, but that wouldn't make sense because I've gotten books from these boxes and bins since I've listed them. And it wasn't because it had a SKU on it. What the heck is... And these are doing 50 listings a page. I'm not throwing anyone off on... Because I really don't want to hand type it. Each title. Yeah, I'm running out of page. You know what? Just throw in the towel in slow motion. Slow enough to where I'm like, let me try this. And you can pull it back. So I'm just going to do like a clear all. It is ranged by date. Waiting shipment. $20 DVD. So just people here had me on the background, I suppose. There's 5 in here that I can see. So if you are, what if I go to business policies, shipping policy, media, that will at least narrow that down. So anything I have in the media category on how I have it is basically any disc media, any book, or any tape, anything like that. So the primary what I have. There's 2,600 listings for 92,000. Yeah, so then the first class isn't really... First class would be like the frames and other smaller things I have left. So whatever doesn't have a SKU. I don't want to do this because it's just going to take so damn long. Gosh. I'm gonna make a your mom joke. No, not gonna do it. See, there's gonna be so damn many of. Because these are what I've done. Um, most likely, most of them would have been done before Christmas. Books. All right, so I can take that out. Take that out. And then just in those primary drill down, whatever does not have a skew, for the most part. Actually, if I do this on 200, the tablet's not going to like that. Okay, so I went to these ones, which I was talking about before, but I didn't want to get into paperback, so that's like $150 book. Evolution Handbook. No, that's a bigger book. Bigger paperback. Is that it? That is it. So it doesn't matter. They're going in a box. The hardcovers are not. Not D. B4. Like Data. Star Trek. Signet. Mr. and Mrs. Bo Jones. Oh, these two books go together. Well, not go together, but they're definitely that diet book. Is that diet book? Dating book? Teenage diet book. And you get this. Something sultry went on. Actually. Might explain something. It was turned off at one point. So take that. Put that right there. Where'd you go, Mr. and Mrs.? Right there. B4. I wish there were people here that could have told me that my sound most likely went down, because I doubt you're able to really pick up my voice from just a standard phone pickup. All right, 18 B4. B4. Maybe what's in there? 20 maybe. All right, so now I have to find another blank SKU to make sure it matches up. That is that resort book I was just talking about. Jip and Scarab. I can go there. I don't think this will fit. It should. Barely. Gotta put it in an angle before. Barnes and Noble. Oh, this. This is a Nightmare Before Christmas. Barnes and Noble one. I don't think that one's gonna. No, that one's not. So I can just go right here. B11. Milady. You're my lady. No. I can go right here. So I'm going to end up in, at least those boxes, but I'm going to end up in these boxes consolidating them from these other ones on these, most of these. I don't want to say most. There will probably be 6 or 7 of these boxes that will be from the highest number box will start to get consolidated into these ones. Then eventually those numbers, the higher number of boxes of ones that I've had for books I've had for much longer, will get consolidated in these boxes. All right. Doesn't matter. I mean, most of them are going to get consolidated anyhow. That went into here, B8. Unconditional Hatred. Greenfield, yeah. That if they had the dust jacket with it is over $100. This is clean, no dust jacket. Like $65. And put that one right there. B9. So I'm trying to see if there's one of these, a couple of these paperbacks, but that's fine for those. Because I gotta start filling these boxes up properly. Box number 5. Go back to Tetris. So I don't want to do that one. I'm not going to get many in that. However, get more this way, but I lose that spot. Insight guides. Well, you can wait then. Complete Adventures. Birds, Mary North. This one, maybe. Yes. A little bigger book, right? The Complete Adventures of the Borrowers by Mary Norton. This is the 1967 book club edition. So it's been up for 19 days and has 7 views, and it's up for $50. So just finding these books for $1. And listing them. And lo and behold, before too long, you're shipping it out. Let's go. But that wouldn't be right. That's just Mario. I think. Or close. It's probably not. It's probably from like Tiger Healy or something. River City Ransom. Frames of Mind, Howard Gardner. There's also a bigger book, which is not going to work for right there. That might. No, that's going to look weird. So that one's too big. Drinking with Dickens. That one might work like this. So this is the great-grandson of it. Great-grandson of Charles Dickens. And this copyright here is signed. It works enough. B5. All right, that one is too much for there. Some of these paperbacks. Cookbook. No. No. Stuff's to think. Now I want one of these dunes or something. Art of Judo. Oh, well, there's those. So not the ones I'm looking for, though. Different uniforms one. It's not going to fit in there. God knows my business. No, that's not it. That's a different one. God on the Docks. Okay. God knows my business. Stanley Tam. Ken. Okay, so there's that. B5. Well, these are not like really in the. Doesn't matter because I know where they're at, and worst come to worst, I just have to type in the title. Haven't gotten to that point yet. There's only a few pages to worry about. Yeah, see, that might be a coffee table book. Monster Book of... Yeah, I think those two are. If they're left in the boxes, then I'll like put them where they need to be, or assign SKU to them. Ultimate SKU. I know that one is. The Art of Fushigi Yugi. The Mysterious Play. Yuwatsi. It's like $50 book. If it wasn't on X Library, it would have sold quicker. Well, it hasn't sold, but if it was on X Library. I don't know. All right. I don't think I hope I didn't, because none of these listings should. Yeah, they shouldn't be this old. That's for damn sure. Because these are going back to way long. That's weird. So the Carnegie, wherever it's at, I don't think that's it. I think that's a different. This is a Neuromancer by William Gibson, first edition. Like $600, maybe a little more. I don't remember where I did with Carnegie now. That's not Carnegie because it doesn't have a SKU. And I don't think I would put all the way down there. It's in 23. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. B23. So I check. All the other ones that don't have the SKU, I have a reason why they don't have a SKU. Coffee table book, volumes, bigger volumes. Things that just don't easily fit in these boxes. All right, so is what I'm going to guess is what happened. Manifold of choice. It doesn't make sense. Because I've already gotten books out of here that didn't have a SKU. Absolutely flapping baffling. Most of them, I mean, some more of them do, but it's like these ones that, oh no, that's right, because that's listed as bin. All right. Go, brain, go. Ben, go. See? I wasn't paying attention to the video. Alone in a Crowd, Gene, or whichever. Oh, that's this big one. I know. Bantam, Time Machine. Highland. Oh, it works perfect. Campbell. That was a fun blonde moment. So they were labeled correctly. I mean, they were labeled, it just wasn't registering. More busy making friends. Okay. Five is done. 6. If I can. I can just type in Hawaii. First. Actually, this can go probably right there. Yep, balloon. Hang it right there. B6. Star Wars. B6. Something wicked this way. It's like 25 bucks. 25 bucks. Strange, dark, and mysterious topics. Tend to do better. And if I can get them cheap enough. So this is Lady of the Bees. You know, I showed that one. That's only listed for like 13 bucks. The next book I have coming up next, if it sells, is only like $10, $11. But I probably paid a quarter for them, and some collector's going to want it. B6. Oh yeah, that's listed that low because of all that somebody wrote on the cover. B6. Alien can go in here. And I rotate these around. Do that. So I can get one more. Alien's already in there. Yeah, that'd be fine with that ET because it's not like a $10 book. B6. All that. No, I don't want to go too much with them. No, that's fine. I got plenty of room. You know, that's one, a cookbook I've had forever. That's one I can just, they could just go. You know what? Yeah, keep it right there. So I just remembered to do that. I don't want to do it now because I'm categorized down here, columnized, or whichever. It will disturb my flow. Apparently, easily disturbed. I get that lost in what I'm doing. I can't even pay attention to the damn thing right in front of my face. Oh yeah, the books are right there. They're just, you got them labeled already because you did your job already. And silly me. That's enough right there for the paperbacks, but you're just not getting that. I can still put them in there. I just don't, they won't fit in how I want them to. I don't think I can. All right, ET V7. Holochronopolis. V7. See the blinky thing on my microphone's not blinking anymore. And it's plenty charged. It's actually having these two dunes go just like that. And I'd be like two papyruses in another papyrus. Oh, just box. Paper. They're hanging out together. That's all that matters. They're friends. E7. So bin is now empty. And this is still out and about. So I can type in Mentor Public Schools Cookbook, 1986. Salute to Liberty. Liver dumpling soup. Egg bread, Hungarian. 5-bean bake. Stuffed grape leaves, Greek. Yeah, I've had that thing for years. And it's actually listed right now for $14. So you're going to a new home. What that is, I don't know. So the other part is, now I have to hand type the title for these because they have to be somehow already skewed. So that boxes. I could probably get most of these in here. I don't have one there. Fixed it. As long as these can be neatly put in here somehow. And the neat ends there. I'll do it the rest of those later. But at least that stack is up out of my face. All right. It's still me. Hello, me. How long has this been going? I don't see a counter. Looks like an hour 42. Please don't evaluate me on this video. Just put the stuff away, talking to myself, what I would probably be doing anyhow. I guess the sum, at least who's ever listening, there's train horns. So if you made it this far, it's only these few more right here. Got the hand type. Well, I don't. These other ones I could have put it in boxes because they were there. They were blank skew, but I wasn't wanting to put those ones away at the time when I was. And it's just as easy. Actually, I can do it like this again. Change this down to 25. Go back to books and column it by skew because media. Because any blank skew, there's not going to be a lot of them. So those be able to fit on one page for the most part. Why did... All right. Yeah, this tablet does not like this extra work. Take magazines out. Take audiobooks. See results. Yeah, it is. Oh, because then I told it to go down to 25 and it did not. And I asked it to do something else. And it tried. So how many are there? Barnes and Noble. All right. Back on track. Where's that? Okay, doing this. Something else could fit right in there. That. B7. APA Insight, Hawaii. Let's send one of those. one of these boxes. There it is. B6. B6. More people thoughts in. All right. Frames of Mind. I can get that one in here. Should be able to. What are you caught up on? No. Put it like that, I can't. Yeah, I don't think that will anyhow. Just enough. B8. Another quick audience jump. I don't know why, but I am putting inventory away. No one asked, but that's what I'm doing. I sell physical media on eBay. Pretty good. 30. I mean, it's. I don't know what that song was. Huh. All right. This is inventory that it's already been listed. I'm just putting this stuff away in these boxes here, and then tomorrow, or within a handful of days, start going in these other boxes and consolidating the stuff in the oldest boxes. Not really oldest. Either way, consolidating to where there's less boxes. More inventory is in boxes, and I have less emptier boxes. Inventory management is key. All right, so this next one is the bell jar. So although this one is a 7th printing, I'll get 60 to 70 bucks for it. It's got little price tag stickers on it. But earlier printings are $300-400 bucks. See, should be able to just go right there. B9. Yeah, I mean, I could probably get a smaller book in there. If you played Tetris growing up, what I'm doing right now would be a lot easier. You just got to figure out where this rectangle's got to go. And if it works good there, cool. If not, maybe you got to miss some more rectangles. Stop, Sit, Think. This right here, that is a $140 book for anyone watching. It's called Stop, Sit, Think. What is it? By Charles Eisman. Stop, Sit, Think. That's it. See one listed, see a couple of them listed, look at the solds. It's a nice book to find for a quarter, whatever I paid for it. Okay, that's better. Stop, Sit, Think goes in at B9. All right, I can get Ultimate Skiing. Why is this is what I'm not really remembering. Ultimate Skiing book. So now we're in coffee table books. So I'm going to guess, I may have, well, they may still be down here on the next page. So I have most of them done. So I was probably a total of 60, 30 books, 28 that I took out of these boxes, and probably another 60 that are going back in. And whatever my timer was on that. So if it wasn't for the video, everything would have been done in over an hour, and that would be putting away $2,000 of books, $2,500 of books. Here comes another train. I'm not going to open the door again. I don't think I have any more of these books right here at all. I don't know what that would even be listed still. It's a $12 book. A bunch of them. All right. So I am not. It might. Just Tinkerbell. We actually had an Abyssinian mixed cat. Her name was Tinkerbell. Boy, was she a hoot. Anytime you'd say her name, she was one of those Tinker. Every time. Tinkerbell, B9. And I've sold this Tinkerbell book before. I think the other one I sold was signed. This one's not. I don't remember the exact circumstance, but this one is still listed for 28 bucks. I'll get 25, 30 bucks for it. See, that is all that weight right in the middle. What I was trying to avoid. But I don't think the shelves are going to come tumbling down. When the shelves come tumbling down. When the shelves come tumbling down. You know, I don't even like Van Halen, or whoever that is. I don't say I really don't like them. There's just, they have two different types of, in my opinion, two different types of sounds. I like the rock sound, the instrument use sound, not the vocal wailing sound. Like you're a girl and you just got kicked in the balls. All right. This one, go right there. But these shelves better not come tumbling. They haven't yet, and this bookshelf is more than a year old. It's 30 years old, 40 years old, maybe. So looking at the build and the type of wood and everything else, that's probably the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. I graduated almost 30 years ago. And look at me now. Picasso. Did I even get that? Yeah, Picasso and his dog. B10. At least I'm not doing any question requests. Ash Tree Wise Woman Herbal Childbearing. That's yeah, you go right there, probably almost. Not quite, but I still have room for what I need. B10. B10. Sure to make sure what you typed is correct, or what I typed. But if you're going to do something like this as well, I don't like the way that this one's turning out. But the books are getting put away. And the sooner you put away, sooner I am done. As long as I know what box these books are in, that's all that matters to me. Well, in the case of what I'm doing. See, that one barely works. It still works. B10. B10. So unless it's this Midnight Hearse, I really can't line up. Maybe. Okay, that one works. That one in the middle. Get that hearse. B10. Yeah. Nothing else is going to fit in that proper shape-wise. And it looks like, no, I'm going to be able to get pretty much everything else right here. And I can't do it that way. Yeah, some of these books, I don't read them, right? But I read the back or the consensus synopsis of it. And they're definitely interesting. So I'm not going to get too many in here on how I want, but they'll go in here. Is that a fact? It's a fact, Jack. B11. Got on the docks. Got in the dock, I should say. That works for that. I bet you if I do this, I will straighten that up. And it did. Tetris. Name. Wrong song. Got on the dock. B11. Jack Daniel's Legacy. If this was in better condition, it'd be like 30, 40 bucks. Still like $25 book. I probably paid less than $1 for. B11. So I could probably get these other 2 paperbacks, and this large one will have to go in just this box right here. This is Miles something. B11. So I'll just do that one. So I gotta get this box over here anyhow. Oh, that one jabbed you right in the cave though. Last book is the one that punches me in the gut. Or last box. All right. So I think that Ford book actually was chassis parts list. It's an original 1941 catalog for chassis parts list. You figure that they'd be worth quite a bit. Well, it's good. This is in the eBay Motors, so I have to hand type in where I got to go for that. Well, you figure. Actually, this book here, B12. This is Mala Rubinstein. It's a signed book. It's called signed. It's a Book of Beauties. What it's called. It's hardcover. There's a personal letter with the like this sort of program. And then it's got this little personalized letter, and it's signed. This is Mala's handwriting, and it's all handwritten letter in here. And I guess it's some sort of skincare program of a sort. And then it's signed in Palm Springs, April 1974, signed by her. She's known. Not like massively, but there is at least wiki and internet information on her. Her stuff doesn't sell, but I have a very unique little book in personalized letter. And it's listed for, I got it just under 200 bucks. And it has 3 views in 25 days for something that shouldn't have attention. Will I get 100 bucks for it? Yeah, likely. But for whatever, the dollar, maybe wherever I got it at, it wasn't like $5,000. It was a couple bucks. And I'll sit on it and wait until someone will come around and be like, oh yeah, I'll take that. For, like, yeah, man. Or whatever. I could probably just type in Ford. Actually, chassis, which is more letters, but I only got 2 things listed under Ford. B12. Boom. And that is 2 hours talking, yammering. Whoever's still here, cool. Stuff got put away. Stuff got taken down or put on the boxes. More work needs done. But it's good to do an inventory figuring system. I'm looking down at this one. An inventory or system or something. To just whichever, manage your inventory. Even just household, but just your stuff. If it's listed, you should have a way on where it's at, and you can keep things listed forever if you want. Ever you want to. I hear another train. But keeping track and just keeping the movement and momentum, and just knowing that when this, and it won't take long because I'm not going to live stream me consolidating these boxes. So again, this you can't see it, but there's a box over here that has a bunch of the Alfred Hitchcock, Three Investigators, like 5 or 6 of those left, and a couple other books that are that size. That's not going to get consolidated. I'll probably add 1 or 2 books to this box, but all these other ones down here, I will start getting from the highest numbers, so 48, N3, N2, 47, however and whichever box has the least amount in it. I will just start taking stuff and putting them in boxes to where then that box will be empty. So it doesn't really matter which numbers it is. Ultimately, I just need to keep all the number of the box and the stuff in that box. If it doesn't have a lot in it, it's getting put in another one. And doing something to maintain your inventory and inventory management is more important than buying the item. That if you could buy 50 things, if you don't know how to manage those items, I mean, I know it's very, very broad, very, very colloquial, but if you just bought 50 microphones, right, and you just put them whatever, but to know what you're doing with them, what you have to do to keep stuff moving along and get rid of stale stuff. That's what I do. All right, so let's go wrap that one up. Appreciate it. Thanks.